I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Well, I'm off to Dallas tomorrow, so we'll give you one of my recorded sessions, but it'll still be great, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And I did when I made it. So let's launch off and see what the state of things is as we go. Okay, now let's start with Marketunist. Okay, click. There we go. And Tom Fishburne, Marketunist.com, says, here's the state of e-commerce. Let's go over here to a bigger version of the... Now, why is that? I spend all this time getting it centered perfectly, and then it's gone. How did it get gone? I love it. I just love the world that I live in, digital. I want to get Marketunist at the bottom, and then Tom and everything. Anyway, you probably already left. So, so the lady's checking out, and she says, "This is ridiculous. I'm out of here." And his point is not at the cash register, which oftentimes is a big problem, and I don't feel like waiting in line. And one of the reasons I don't like going to Costco and Sam's Club, what he was saying was. And apparently I just erased all my highlights also in refreshing the screen. There's a little highlight. I've got a new highlighter thing that almost works with web pages, but it doesn't really work very well. That's the trouble. Okay, abandoned shopping carts are a massive case in point. Now, his argument is that we've got so much technology making the websites beautiful, like PGA.com or PGAtour.com. It's got all this video and stuff that's got to load, and you could never get to the leaderboard. It's like, oh, I hate that site beyond words. And maybe with 5G it'll work, but I don't think it's even my internet speed because I'm on some blazing internet speed to get some decent upload here at the office. So. We want to make the engagement high, and what we've really done is get the load times high, and so people have to sit there and wait. It's not that they want to spend time on our page; it's just they can't get away because it's still loading. And I think we need to think that, like just like all of the customer personalization and all of that other stuff that we all claim we're going to do. When the internet came out, it was like every website will be tailored to your needs. Yeah, right. Okay. I really want to see the news. Not my news, the news, no. Anyway, but we know that isn't true anymore. It's not even attempted anymore. But developers keep making them longer and longer and longer. It's a little bit like in retail where we're going to predict what you're going to buy, but I'd just like to get it checked out and get it shipped and get it here at a decent price. Anyway, sorry. I rant a lot on this show. I can't help it. Just can't help it. This was new to me. I don't know if it's new, but Greenlight is a company that is offering a card app combination. It's actually a debit card, not a credit card. I couldn't. It said it was credit cards, but it's debit cards, which make more sense. And so you can put money into the card if they do extra chores. Don't just give them money. Allowances are dumb. They should have chores and not allowance. And then maybe if they do above and beyond, they get allowance. But, they get money from grandparents. I'm a grandparent now. Saw a little baby this morning as she headed off to Minneapolis. And, they're going to get money. And so you can keep it all in a college fund, or you can try to teach them how to save more, how not buying right now, deferred gratification, all that. Anyway, so it works like this. Junior gets a preloaded credit card and a companion app that lets him check balances, set savings goals, ask the rents for more money. I don't know what the rents are. And receive alerts when the money lands. Apparently that's like probably parents. Oh, I get it. Parents. Okay. And parents get an app of their own to check on the kids' spending. And the funniest part of this is just about fell off my chair. Surveys show that many a boomer has bailed out an adult child, and now that those adult children are having children of their own, they're looking to help their progeny be smarter about spending. Yeah, the boomers were dumb, and they raised dumb kids. Now, my kids are smarter than I am. I was on with the Chase Bank yesterday, and they said, why don't you use the app? You can get the credit card, you can get the account numbers, etc. And I'm like, no, I don't like banking apps. Anyway, so let's hope we have smarter kids. And on that note, Lego is relaunching a creativity campaign. So let's go over there and watch a little bit of this. Oh, I should say, this is about a rabbit. This is the rabbit. You can't see my cursor. The rabbit's driving the race car, and there's a hunter chasing the rabbit, trying to shoot him with a Lego bow. And it just goes from one crazy, it's like a dream sequence that goes from one crazy vignette to another. I mean, look at the buildings and the cool slanty stuff and all that. Uh-oh. That's my kind of car. Yeah, the Lego boat. I remember that boat. And I like the way they put crazy stuff together like I used to play with Legos with my kids. Uh-oh. Sure, why not? So,
rebuild the world. Lego!
So my problem with Lego wasn't that you couldn't have fun with them. They went into all these private label deals with Star Wars characters and all this stuff, and you could only buy the Legos that actually made that item, and it was 4 times more expensive than the knockoffs. And with the knockoffs, you could build anything you wanted, right? And when my kids were little, you could build anything you wanted, and you got all these. Yeah, you got kits, but they had normal headlights and taillights and rocket engines and stuff. So hopefully Lego will go back to that. Creativity and problem solving is what we want. Okay, now let's go to the real meat of this. I invited Dean Abbott. It looks like he didn't get on yet, but I'll send him this. Great article. Dean looks like a legitimate data scientist, which there aren't many. And he said, artificial intelligence has become mainstream. I would take a little issue to that. I was at Nemoa, and I was in a session with about 30 merchants, and I said, how many are using more than 50 variables to segment their customers? Not one hand went up. Okay, so we started about 300. And I don't even know if I'm allowed to call it AI, but be that as it may, that's what we do. Okay, so he says it's a challenge. AI is they're gonna spend way more money. Okay, in 2018, $2 billion. In 2022, $73 billion. Okay, so everybody's going all in on this, and nobody knows what they're doing, and it takes humans to keep going, which is what I've been saying all along. And then he points out, rightly, that 87% of data science projects never make it into production. And it's an inability to connect data and models with business needs. Okay. And so, yeah, it's a huge problem. And Dean, I'd like to invite you to do a Skype conversation and hear more about your methodology for structuring unstructured situations. But his tips are perfect. Start small. So I wish I would have written this article. It's so great. Define what to predict with AI and how to measure what counts as good. Okay. Now you may have seen that we're actually offering an AI ROI in 90 days guaranteed. Now, part of the foundation is that we're catalog mailer, we're catalog people for 30 years plus. And so if you have a catalog and you want to get into AI, this is the place for you. If you're not, watch my webinar. I redid it yesterday, shorter, and it's about 20 minutes and explains a case study, very short, but a case study where we did it with a retailer, but we used mail in order to build that foundation. Because mail gives you a labeled data set, which is an interesting approach that I don't hear from anyone else. But start small with focused tactical projects rather than planning for a large game changer. It can be a game changer. In the case study I shared on that video, a company, when they were working with us, when you touch your face, it means you're making stuff up. No, we're not making stuff up. It's just my nose itch. Never mind. Anyway, so they went from 50 million to 100 million in the 3 years we were working with them, and a lot of it had to do with the way we used mail and the way we did modeling, and both of those were great. Anyway, often several iterations, right? That's great. Don't be afraid to pivot, and probably the best one is buy versus build. I would have put that the other way around. Most of you don't have a team of data scientists. Most of you aren't even sure that it's going to help your business. But just as, I ran for about 10 years, I ran a company just on recency. And, it did fine. Grew, we did fine. But recency with monetary and frequency might have made sense. And so, that adding a couple more variables matters. Adding a lot more variables might matter more. So that builds complexity. That makes it harder. So instead of just trying to invent it as you go and then taking your proven solution, unproven solution, and applying it to your customers, that's kind of a dangerous and dumb idea. Better to migrate from something that's been proven, in our case, 25 years. Okay, confirm that the vendor can actually do what they promise and that the company will collaborate to align their solutions with your business needs. Now, in our case, we just say, okay, we guarantee a test in 90 days, and we guarantee, and if we don't win by 20% over what you're doing now in a unique test, we specify exactly how that's going to be carried out, then you're off the hook. Otherwise, the big gains are in later years because of these issues that are highlighted. Let's get his name, Dean Abbott. Say his name again. That Dean highlights. Then that's where the big wins are. But we'll give you a little window. We test it. If we don't win by 20% in the uniques test, then you'll learn a lot. So call, write. I'm on LinkedIn, all over the place. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will think you're smart. Bye-bye.